Hello everyone, welcome to the explanation. Hope you are all doing good. So in this video tutorial I'll be discussing about most important MCQ questions in C. So this video tutorial consists of set of 50 MCQ questions. Okay, so these questions they are important for Viva, for your exam, even for government service exams and all. So I request you people to answer the questions while I'm reading this question and the options, so you people can answer it yourself and check whether you know or not. So let's start from first question. So first question is, what is the output of this program? So you can see here the program has included stereo.h int man, and in the body portion we have printf variable. Okay, so %d, and outside the quote, double quote, we have x. Okay, so basically this variable exclamation, it will be printed as it is because it is in double quote. At this %d, it will give the value of x. Fine. So but in this case, as you can see that the value of x is not declared anywhere. Okay, so it will throw some error. So let's see the options. So variable exclamation x, no, x will not be printed here because it is not in double quote. Next is variable exclamation followed by a junk value, no. Okay, because this x, it is neither declared nor it contain any value. Next is compile time error, and fourth is variable exclamation. So even fourth one is incorrect, so compile time error is the correct answer. Next question number 2 is, which of the following special symbol is allowed in a variable name? Okay, so if you know the rules of variable, naming a variable, so you must have known the answer. So I hope you have answered correctly. So first is asterisk, pipeline, hyphen or underscore. Okay, so you know this is one of the easiest questions. So the answer is underscore. Next is, what is the problem in the following variable declaration? Okay, so the variable is float 3 monkeys in zoo. Fine, so let's see. Okay, so I can see the problems. I think it should not start with integer. Okay, also it should not contain this dash. Okay, this can't be present, and also some special character like question mark. Okay, so there are some problems. Let's see the option. The variable name begins with an integer. Yes, this is a problem. The special character dash. Yes, this is the problem. The special character question mark. Yes, it is also the problem. So all of the mentioned is the correct answer. Next is, how many keywords are there in C? Okay, so for this question you must know the theory. So you have studied there are 32 keywords in C programming. So option number B is the correct answer. Next is, which of the following is not a logical operator? Okay, so logical, what are the logical operator? And or not. Okay, so you can see here and or not. But what is this and? This is also and. But what is this? This is a bitwise operator, bitwise and. Okay, so if there is a single and, so it represents bitwise. So double and represents logical operator. So option number A is correct answer. Next is, in mathematics and computer programming, which is the correct order of mathematical operators? Okay, so I guess you people have studied in your junior classes. Okay, so BODMAS rule, if you remember. Okay, so this BODMAS rule will be applied here also. So BODMAS, according to BODMAS rule, first of all division, then multiplication, then addition, then subtraction. Okay, so this is also the correct answer. Next is, what is the output of the statement printf %d a plus plus? Fine. So this is the question from increment operator. Okay, so I hope you know the difference between pre-increment and post-increment. Okay, so let me explain if you are confused in this question. So let me explain this. Okay, so if you have a variable called, okay, let me do this. So if you have a variable, suppose int a equals to 10. Okay, so if you pre-increment it, so what will happen? The value will be incremented first. Okay, so it will be 10 plus 1, as the name suggests, pre-increment. So the value will be increment first and then it will get printed. Okay, it means that while using the expression, this updated value will be using. But in case of post increment, what happens is we use simply the value of a. We do not increase the value. While using in expression, we simply use the value of original value of a, and after the expression is executed, then only the value of a will be increased by 1. Okay, so pre means before the value is incremented and then it is used in expression. Post means the value is, firstly the value is used in expression and secondly the value is increased. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, so you can see here, while printing, we are printing a plus plus. It means that it is post increment. So initially the value will be printed as it is, that is the original value of a will be printed, and after printing the value of a will be increased by 1 in memory. So next time if you will print a, the value will be a plus plus means whatever the value of a plus 1. Okay, so the value of a is the value of a plus 1. No, the current value of a, yes. Okay, so error message, garbage, they are not correct options. So the current value of a is correct answer. Next is, how many times will the following loop execute? Okay, so let's see the loop. For j equals to 1, okay, j less than equals to 10, fine, j equals to j minus 1. Okay, so what is happening here? The value of j is decrementing by 1. So initially the value of j is 1. Okay, so 1 is less than equals to 10, yes. So loop will be executed. Again minus 1, so the value becomes 0. 0 is less than equals to 10, yes. Again decrementing minus 1. In this way it will go on decrementing and this will satisfy the condition. Fine, so you can see the options: forever, never, 0 or 1. Okay, so as I explained, so the answer will be forever. Next is, array is dash data type in C programming language. Fine, so derived data type. Okay, so derived data type, yes, it is derived data type. Primitive data type, it is like int, float, char and all. So the correct option is derived data type. Next is, the minimum number of temporary variable needed to swap content of two variables. Okay, so there are many methods, like there is one method we will use a temp variable. Okay, so don't get confused here. They have asked is the minimum number of temporary variable. It means that minimum number you need a temporary variable or not. So if you have used this concept, anywhere, like variable a, b, and a equals to a plus b, b equals to a minus b, and a equals to a minus b. So by using this expression you can swap the variable. Okay, so it means that minimum number, you don't need a temporary variable if you are using this expression concept. Fine, so the value will be 0. Don't get confused. Okay, so here the answer will be 0. Next is, which of the following cannot be checked in switch case statement? Okay, so it means that, what is the question? Okay, so let us understand the question. So the question is, okay, so the question is, when you are using this switch statement, if you remember, when you are using this switch statement, so while this is a bracket, so while you are writing the expression here, okay, so sometimes we write a or sometimes we write any expression. Okay, like so, what can be the type of this expression which is written here in switch, inside the switch bracket? Okay, so you can include integer is allowed. You can also include character, you can include sorts, but float is not allowed. You can include sort, but float is not allowed. Next is, which of the following will you choose to join two words? Okay, so this is a question from string section. So for joining two words, if you remember the theory portion, so joining means concatenation. Okay, concat. So joining two words, we have string copy. What it will do? It will copy one string to another. Next is string reverse, it will reverse the string. Next is string cat. Okay, so this is the concat function. So this is the correct answer. Option number B is correct answer. Okay, so next is, how many characters can a string hold when declared as follows? Char name 20. Okay, so as we have studied in string, the length of any string we have mentioned in this bracket, so 20, so it can hold 20 characters in this name variable. So option number C is correct answer. Next is, directive are translated by the preprocessor. Compiler, no, compiler it is not translated, it doesn't translate the directives. Linker, no, it links the library file. Editor, no, it is also not the correct answer. So preprocessor is the correct answer. Next is, which of the following will copy the null terminated string that is in array source to array destination? Okay, so it simply means that which function it will copy a source string to a destination string. So if you know the syntax, so this is the correct answer. The string copy function, first we write the destination, then we write the source. Okay, so don't get confused. Option number C is the correct answer. So how do you round off a value from 6.66 to 7.0? So this is also a question that you might have studied in your junior classes. So you know, rounding off, we have ceiling and floor. Okay, so what does ceiling do? Ceiling it round up and floor it round to the lower value. So for rounding 6.66 to 7, we need ceiling. So ceil 6.66 is the correct answer. Next is the format of identifier %i. So %i means integer, is also used for dash data type. Okay, so integer is the correct answer. Next is a structure can be nested inside another structure. So you might have studied in theory portion of structure. So what is that called? That is called nested structure. A structure within another structure. Fine. So it is true. Next is, let P1 be an integer pointer with current value of 2000. Okay, so P1 is an integer pointer. Okay, so it is pointing to a integer value, another integer value, and with a current value of 2000. So it contains the correct value. Current value is 2000. What is the content of P1 after the expression P1 plus plus has been evaluated? Okay, so we have studied this in, I think, pointer arithmetic portion. Okay, so we have explained that if you have a pointer, suppose we have a pointer P1, and if you are increasing its value by 1, okay, so what happens is the address value, okay, so the address value, it gets increased by the size of the data type. Okay, so integer size, we are considering this size 4, the size of integer be 4, so the value will be 2004. Okay, so this is pointer arithmetic. So let's see, 2001, no, 2002. Okay, so here the options are getting confused here because an integer can take size of 2 or 4 according to the compiler. Okay, so let us consider we are taking 4 as the size of integer. That's why 2004 is the correct answer. Next is, the continuous statement cannot be used with, okay, so continuous statement it cannot be used with switch statement, it can be used with loop statement. So for while, do while, they are all looping, so switch is the correct answer. Okay, so next is question number 21. A label statement consists of identifier followed by. Okay, so if you remember the label, okay, so what we are using, label. Suppose how does this label works? Let me explain you. So suppose we have go to 100. Okay, so 100 is the label. So how we explain this? 100 with colon, and then we further write the program. Okay, so the correct answer is option number B, that is colon. Next is the arrow operator. Okay, I'm reading this as arrow. So the arrow operator can be used to access a structured element using a pointer to a structure variable only. Okay, so you remember this portion of pointer, structure with pointer. So normally we use dot operator for accessing the member, but if it is a pointer variable, then we use this arrow operator. So this is a correct answer. Okay, so question number 23. fgetC and getC, getChar are all declared in. Okay, so these are the input output functions. So as you know, this input output functions, they are declared in stdio.h. Next is the value obtained in the function is given back to main by using dash keyword. Okay, so it means that in main function if you write anything, so remember we write return 0 according to the type. Okay, so the same thing they are asking, the value obtained in the function of given is given back to main function by using dash keyword, so it is return keyword. Okay, so in functions, while using functions, you remember you return any value to the main function using this return keyword. Next is which is an indirection operator. Okay, so indirection means dereferencing operator. Okay, so in pointer this star denotes the indirection or dereference operator. Fine. So next is what will be the output of the following code. So we have x equals to 0, there is an integer whose value is 0, and there is a pointer star ptr, so this pointer will contain the address of x, that is address of x. So printf, we are printing star ptr. Okay, so star ptr it will consist the address of x. Okay, so I think this one I will write as, just a second, so this will I'll write as this one I'll write as int, okay, int star ptr, and this ptr will consist address of x. So this is more clear. Okay, so now ptr consists the address of x, and star ptr, what it will do, it is dereferencing operator, so it will give the value stored at x. Fine, so the answer is C, that is 0. Okay, so let me highlight this. Next is question number 27. Which of the following is true about file star fp? Okay, so this star fp, what it is a pointer to structure. Okay, so a file is a keyword in C for representing files, and fp is a variable of file type. No, fp is not a variable, fp is a pointer. File is a stream, file is a buffered stream, file is a structure. Okay, so file is not keyword, it is not a stream, it is not buffered stream, file is a structure, and fp is a pointer to the structure file type. So this is the correct answer of this question. Next is what will be the function rewind do? Okay, so you have studied this in file section. So what it will do, rewind means, okay, so you remember rewind means bringing back to the original position or beginning position. Okay, so the options are reposition the file pointer to character reverse, no. Reposition the file pointer stream to end of file, no. Reposition the file point to beginning of that line, no. What it does, it reposition the file pointer to the beginning of file. Okay, beginning of file. So this is the correct answer. Next is file is a type of. Okay, so as I discussed previously, file is a structure type. Okay, so the correct answer is C, that is a struct type. Okay, so next question is what is the role of r plus on the file notes.txt in the given below code? Okay, so r plus, so we can see here this file we have opened note.txt in r plus mode. Okay, so you remember about the modes of file. So there are W plus mode, R plus mode, A plus mode. So what does R plus mode do? It will open the file for reading and plus denotes also for writing. Fine. So if it was only R, so the option would be for reading only. But as it is continued by plus symbol, so it means reading plus writing. Okay. So R plus open the file notes.txt file for reading? No. So R plus opens the file note.txt for writing? No. For appending? No. For reading and writing both. Okay, so this is the correct answer. So which of the following are themselves a collection of different data type? Okay, so string, no, it is the collection of character. Char, it is character. Structure, yes. If you see the structure of or syntax of this structure, you will know this. For example, let me explain you this. Okay, So if you see, so we have struct, okay, student, and if you see the members, it contains of integer, suppose roll, okay, char, name, float, marks, okay. So you can see here these are collection of different data type, okay. So this is the question that has been asked. So the correct answer is option number B, that is structure. Next is, for binary file a dash must be appended to the mode string, okay. So we have read, write, append mode. So at the if it is a binary file, so we have to append a small b. Next, which operator connects a structure name to its member? Okay, so as I told you, the structure can access their member variable using operator, that is dot. So dot is the correct answer. Okay, and even this arrow is not correct, it should be in this direction, so this is not correct. If there is any error while opening a file, fopen will return. So you remember the syntax of fopen, okay. So if fopen is equal to null, if it doesn't open, so it will return the value null. Next is, which of the following cannot be a structure member? Fine. So another structure, it can be member, array it can be member, but functions it cannot be a member of a structure. So question number 36 is, what will be the output of the following code? Okay, so you can see here there is a struct student, it contains two members, number and name. So we have a variable s, and this s dot number, it is giving the value 8. Okay, so s dot number means this variable number has value 8. So if you print the value, printf percentage s dot number, okay, so there is no problem in this code, okay, it is absolutely correct. So it will print the value 8. Fine. So 8 is the correct answer. Next is, what is the purpose of rp in the fopen function used below? Okay, so we are using here file star fp, fp equals to fopen demo.txt rb. Fine. So this is the code which is for RB, means we are opening the file in, okay, binary mode. Okay, so options are open demo.txt in binary mode, yes. For reading, yes. So we are opening this file in binary mode for reading. For reading and writing, no, because there is no plus sign here. In binary mode for reading and writing, no. So we are opening a file demo.txt in binary mode for reading. For creating a file, we'll write W mode. Okay, in write mode we can create a file. In read mode we cannot create a file. The file is already created. We just open it and read the content. Can you use fprintf to display the output on the screen? Yes, it is used in file. fprintf, it is used to. Next is, comment on the following pointer declaration. So int star ptr and p. Okay, so ptr is a pointer to integer p and p is not. Okay, ptr and p both are pointer, no. ptr is pointer to integer, p may or may not be, no, it cannot be pointer. ptr and p both are not pointer to integer, no, ptr is a pointer. So option number A is the correct answer. Next question is, where does the execution of every C program start? Okay, so this is very easy question. It starts in the main function. Begin function, initialize function, start function, but main function is the correct answer. Question number 41, what will be the output of the following code? Okay, so let's see. There is a function called m, so it contains the argument int p. Okay, next it is printing the value of p, so this is fine. Next is void main, so int a equals to 6, p equals to 5. Okay, so the problem is here. So while passing the argument, you can see here they are passing two arguments here, but while here defining this function, they are receiving only one argument. So this is not correct. Okay, so the number of arguments should be same. Fine. So it will contain compile time error. Next is, what is the meaning of a in the following operation? So it is also one of the easiest question. A means it is append mode. Next is question number 43. The data structure that is used to implement recursive function. Okay, so while studying recursive function, we studied that how this recursive function works one above another. Okay, so it works in the form of stack. So stack is the correct answer. 44. The principle of stack is, okay, so remember you are piling up plates. So stack means, what is the function? Last in, first out. LIFO function it follows. What does the following segment of code do? Printf fp copying. Okay, so what will fprintf function do? It will copy, it will write the value, this copying string, it will write it to the file that is pointed by fp. Okay, if it was fscanf, so it would, what it would do, it will read the value from the file, but as it is fprintf, it will write the value, fine, to a file. So it writes copying into the file pointed by fp. Yes, it is the correct answer. Let's see the other options. It reads, no. It writes as well as read, no. Fine. So option number A is the correct answer. Let's go to question number 46. What is the maximum number of dimension an array in C may have? Okay, so remember, okay, theoretically it can have as many as, you know, dimensions it has, but practically there is a limit. Okay, so what is the limit? Memory size. So the memory size, it should be able to store the size of the array. Okay, so the correct answer is theoretically no limit, but practically the memory size and the compiler. Fine. So let's go to the question number 47. Size of an array need not to be specified. So when do you specify the size of array and when you do not? Okay, so we can see here. Let me explain you this. Just a sec. So let's see this. So if you are initializing an array, you would write like this. You would give a size. Okay, so in case if you are writing array like this, okay, if you are initializing the members or variables of array here, okay, so in this case you no need to write the size of the array. Fine. So the correct option is, okay, so the correct option is, initialization is the part of definition. Okay, so if you are initializing it, so no need to write the size of the array. Next is, which of the following headers declares mathematical function? So this is also one of the easiest question. So the correct answer is mat.test. Next is, which of the following function is more appropriate for reading in a multi-word string? Okay, so multi-word means it contains space also. For example, if you are printing hello space world, okay, so if you are using a scanf, it will only print hello. So for this, for printing it is saying, okay, no, it's saying for reading. Okay, so reading gets is the correct answer. Okay, so you can use this function gets and puts to print or to read string as it is, including spaces. So the last question is, the cos function computes the cosine of x. Okay, so this cos and function, sine function, they all computes the value in the measure of radians, not in degree. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Okay, so this was all for today's video. Hope you enjoyed the video. So if you want me to make part 2 of this question series or MCQ series, you can comment in the video. And stay tuned and connected with this explanation for more related videos. Thank you and stay safe.